Hey vinyl community, Jack here. Welcome to Vinyl Martini. Uh, Time for another vinyl tag. I did a vinyl tag. I did Rob Walker's vinyl tag about 2 weeks ago, and he was nice enough to send me a lovely comment, and he subscribed to my channel. Now, this is Norm Mazlov's Whack-A-Mole Vinyl Tag 2022. I was watching one of Norm's videos the other day, and he has got 18,000 subscribers. And I think I have 2. So I don't think I'll ever get 18,000 subscribers. That's not the point. But I would like to drive my numbers up a little bit. And I'm going to set myself a goal, the near-term goal of getting 18 subscribers. So if you're watching this video, take pity on me, subscribe, and let's get those numbers up to the magic 18. Anyways, let's start off with the questions. You know, maybe you don't know what whack-a-mole is. Well, Norm sometimes he has a series of videos where he does what he calls a whack-a-mole. He turns his back to his collection. He pulls out 5 random albums and just talks about those 5 records. So he pulled 22 albums and made up questions on the spot. And that was his contribution to Vinyl Tag 2022. So let's get started. So his first question is, show a wanker artist. Kind of a cheeky question, but my candidate is Ted Nugent. Say no more, right? Anyways, this is a 1970 record. I've had this for a long time. I don't pick up Ted Nugent records at all. But this is a pretty good record, and his political views are out there. They're well known. Anyways, that's my candidate. Next, show a record with illustrative creatures on the cover. So I'm going to show this. It's a Jerry Garcia record. It's called Run for the Roses. It's got T-Rexes with tiger stripes and leopard spots. Kind of nice. Show a band that's named after a famous film director. Well, when he was doing his whack-a-mole, he happened to pull out a Cocteau Twins album. So he made this up on the spot. I'm just thinking to myself, well, do I have anything named after Bergman or Spielberg or anybody? And after a little bit of thought, I came up with this band who shares the same name with John Carpenter. And John Carpenter, of course, did Halloween, Escape from New York, The Thing, They Live, amongst others. Schlock rock, or schlock horror shows. How about the Carpenters? Okay. Show an album cover where the photo shouldn't have been on the album cover. And he had a picture of, it was a Dylan album, a picture of a very disheveled Bob Dylan. So my candidate is David Lindley. This is a really great record, but I mean, look at what he's wearing. I mean, come on, David. It's like, holy Dinah. Good record, though. Great artist. Next, show an album where the name of the band comes after Roger. I mean, these questions are kind of out there. But the only thing I could come up with is Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse. Roger Daltrey, you know, it fits. An album with at least 10 portraits on the cover. Well, how about Doug Salmon Band? Great caricatures on there. Picture of Dr. John McRabenik. Bobby Dylan hiding amongst all the musicians. Another fine record. Show something that has something environmental or has something to do with climate change. Well, I happen to collect these. Excuse me. I happen to collect these environments records. So they're basically recordings taken in this one. There's swamp noises, so a whole side of frogs and insects in a swamp or a pond, an alpine blizzard, sounds of the waves, ultimate thunderstorm. So it's a whole side of just a thunderstorm. It's actually quite calming if you listen to it. Great for a late night listen. Show an album by a band, a solo album by a band member. Well, I'm going to show Lowell George's only solo record from Little Feat. A long time in coming. Good record. Okay, my records just fell over. Show a band where one of the members plays the auto harp. Well, the auto harp. Of course, Love and Spoonful did. John Sebastian plays the auto harp, but I'm not going to show that. I'm going to show a John Anderson record. Apparently he plays the auto harp on this, and this is called Elias of Sunwillow. It's a solo record. I think this is his first solo record. Show an album cover that has a band name on the title that has a religion on it, or in it. Show Cat Stevens, Buddha and the Chocolate Box. This is a weird one. The question is, show a scented record. And he had pulled a Madonna record that apparently was supposed to be scented with patchouli oil when it was released. Well, I don't have a Madonna record. I don't have any scented records with nice scents on them, but this is a Rodney Crowell album. I think it's his first album. It's on Asylum. And the reason I'm choosing this record is I bought it in Maui, and there were a number of dollar records in the basement, and it was steaming hot. There was no air conditioning down there, and as soon as I went down the basement, and they're just lined up thousands and thousands of records on shelves. They're not organized at all, but it really smelled musky and funky. And I pulled this record out, and when I got it home, it still smelled kind of funky. It doesn't smell that way anymore, but this is a really great record. It's got Emery Gordy on it, Albert Lee, James Burton, Amos Garrett, Ry Cooder, Ricky Skaggs, Hal Blaine, Jim Keltner, Emmylou Harris. I love Rodney Crowell. Glad to have it. Smells and all. Show an album that got the name wrong. I don't have anything like that. I got skunked on that one. Show an album with a fisheye lens that used a fisheye lens on the cover. This one is obvious. It's one of my favorite records of all time. That's Rubber Soul, fisheye lens. This came out when I was 10 years old, and I'm a John guy. I love John's songs, and he is wearing this suede jacket on there, and I have been wanting that suede, a jacket like that since I've been 10 years old. If I found one, I'd still wear it. Great album. One of my favorite Beatles records. Show an album that is a sequel to an earlier album. Well, here's the Kinks Preservation Act 1. And here is a sequel to that, Preservation Act 2. Unfortunately, Act 2 is not as good as Act 1. The Kinks were kind of in this Broadway kind of doing albums that were like Broadway shows with characters, and they would dress up. Unfortunately, sometimes it worked. A lot of the times it didn't really work in this case. Not as good as the first record. Show an album where the title is not in English. So I am pulling out a Tangerine Dream album, and the title is called Zeit. Sorry, there's a lot of sheen there. Nice record. Krautrock at its finest. Show an album by a blue-eyed soul singer. Well, just about anybody, and not everybody would agree with me here. But I'm picking out Graham Parker. To me, he's a blue-eyed soul singer. This one's called Another Gray Area. Love Graham Parker. Sorry for the shine. Blue-eyed soul. Show an album with a mural on the cover. Skunked me there again, Norm. Show an album cover that banned itself or was changed. I'm going to pick Blind Faith's album, their first album and their only album. That was the original British cover. But in North America, on the gatefold, there's this picture of Blind Faith. And I think that was the original release. And later on, in domestic pressings, they released the original cover art. Blind Faith. Show an album with a blurry photo on the cover. Well, I don't know. I'm going to say blurry, distorted. Here it is. Public Image. The second edition, their second album. It's kind of blurry, certainly distorted. Interesting record. Show an album with a motorcycle on the cover. Well, this is the best I can do, actually. It's Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited, and he is wearing a Triumph t-shirt. You can just barely see the motorcycle on the cover, on the t-shirt. And show an album with denim on the cover. Well, how about John Prine's solo record, first solo record? Solo record. He's a singer-songwriter. They're all solo. But he is wearing a denim shirt and denim pants. Denim. And finally, the last question is, show an album with a partial gatefold. I'm going to show this. I don't see this on the VC very often, but it is Family, Fearless. Got a series of them, just like a book cover. Very nice. One of my favorite bands. Anyways, that's it. Thanks, Norm, for the questions. That was a lot of fun. Till next time, this is Jack.